watching the video. I just wanted to do a fairly quick video, just describing a bit more about myself. And again, thank you to everybody for all the subscribers and all the nice comments I've had of everyone. It really does make a difference. As I've said before, I like to do some of these videos to try and give something back to the ASMR community. It's done so much for me, and there are so many ASMR artists and videos out there that I really enjoy and have genuinely helped me get to sleep and relax after work and shifts and all the rest of it. They really, it's not just a case of I've enjoyed the videos, they really have helped. So if I can make a few and they make a difference to even one person and one person enjoys them, then that's all worth it for me. Anything more than that is, it's just fantastic. And I've had a few people say they've actually enjoyed the videos and actually fell asleep to them, which is amazing for me. There's so many videos out there that I do fall asleep to, and I almost need to kind of relax and settle down at night, where nothing else would kind of get me relaxed. ASMR really has helped, and I never thought that I'd be able to do a video or anything sound that would help people do the same as it does for me. Because when I've listened back to the first recordings I did, I don't know, I don't like the sound of my own voice, but I've had a few people say that they actually enjoy and say that I've got a reasonable whisper voice. So thanks very much for that, and it really does want to make me do some more videos. I know a lot of people say they don't get the tingles or anything off their own videos. I guess I can really understand that, because I don't like the sound of my own videos, but I guess that's just how it can be. So if people are saying they're enjoying the videos, I'm really appreciative of that, and I thank all the comments, and I try and answer everybody, because I really am chuffed that I'm getting people coming in and enjoying the videos. So I'm glad that the people are saying the sound level and all that is going quite well. It has been a bit of an effort to try and set the gain right and everything on here, because if you set it too low, it doesn't quite pick it up that well. If you set it too high, it picks up a lot of echoing in the room, because I'm sat in a fairly big room, so it's hard to get a good level. So I hope this is okay. People have said it sounds okay, so I'm trying to keep it pretty much the same at the moment. I have switched camera at the moment because the iPhone was really getting on my nerves last time, so I've switched to my new Sony camera at the moment. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to turn out. I hope it's okay though. So I just wanted to say a few things about myself, not too much, but someone had said, why not just explain a bit more about yourself, who you are. So I thought I'd try that. Because I've been rather busy. I want to get a few videos done, but I've been busier than I thought I would be, and I might end up going back in work. I might be called back into work, I'm not sure, but I thought I'd get one at least done just for a quick update. So my actual job, I can't sit where I work, or I won't sit at work, because it does get you into trouble. It does for us anyway. All I will say is I work in the nuclear safety industry, in nuclear safety, nuclear physics, protection, things like that. And I've mentioned before that I've done a lot of studying, because work have sent me on a degree specifically in radiation physics and things like that. I've had to do lots of other stuff, but they've decided to try two of us on this to see how it was going, because they've never sent anyone on this before, and it's never been done before, so we're kind of guinea pigs really. But I I'd say it seemed like a good idea at the time, but it's turned out to be, I think, if you try and do something, it's 4 years long, and I've just finished the second year last week, successfully, I hope, and it's ended up being a lot more involved than they thought, and that we thought, I think. I think if you try and do something like this whilst being in full-time work and all the rest of that, and your normal life, it does get quite difficult. And I don't think they thought it would impede on work as much as it has, or as much as it required. But the way I'm trying to look at it is, any education, any gain in knowledge is worth it. And the fact that the work is actually funding it, it can only be a good thing. Admittedly, it's been a pain. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work out of my own time. But it'd be worth it in the end. And if anything, I'm learning new things and gaining knowledge. So that's always a good thing. Got to look at it that way, I suppose. So I am grateful for that. Interests and hobbies people had said to talk about. Well, I did mention in the last video on the show and tell a lot of things I'm interested in. As I said, I've got a lot of watches, which I don't know if constitutes a hobby. I don't know how much time and money and effort you have to put into something before it, counts as being a hobby. But it's just something I've always collected. I like to collect and get kind of more material things, something I can actually, or what I think will keep value and that I can pass on. So watches for me has always been, something I've enjoyed. I always like the look of different watches. When people say, why do you do more than one? Well, I like more than one watch. I like the look of a lot of different watches. So I just decided to, start buying them. I used to buy quite a few off eBay and try and, replace the glass, tidy them up as best I could, send some of them away for repair if I could, change the straps, all that kind of little things, and then resell them, or keep some of them. They're worth more after I'd repaired them, and ended up just building a collection from there. I've got a lot of dive watches and things because I just like the look of them, and I like to wear them for different occasions. So it's something I've just always enjoyed, and I felt I can keep capital in and pass on, if I need to, and I suppose sell on if I need to later on. Computers and things like that has always been another interest of mine. Ever since school and college, really, it was something we had to learn with some of the subjects I did, and ended up fixing and repairing a few for people when I was a lot younger. Even parents and friends, I started getting familiar with them and started fixing a few for family and friends and everything, and then it just went from there, really. And then different older jobs and things required me to actually kind of learn a bit more, so I ended up just learning more, buying more equipment, and it just built from there. And I started enjoying it, doing a bit of gaming when I was younger, so it just kind of grew. I still repair and fix some for some people and friends and everything like that. And I've shown in one of my other videos the room I've got upstairs with everything in. I just ended up building up a room of equipment and things. But I do kind of all my photography and videos on there as well as work and study, so it all gets used. But built up quite a collection of stuff over the time. And main interest at the moment, well, photography. I've always been interested in photography, but my father used to be into film photography. He had a lot of SLRs, and I always enjoyed taking pictures and photography when I was away in different places. And then I got my first digital SLR when I was younger. I've been on and off over the years where I've bought some equipment, used it, and then just faded off and not used it. But this lately, since I've started trying to take astrophotography, of the stars and everything, I've really started enjoying myself again, and been going camping more, and I've really been able to use the equipment, and that's, for me, 90% of it is enjoying taking the pictures and enjoying taking them where you are, and actually enjoying where you are. So I've actually really enjoyed that, and I do enjoy doing the kind of editing of the videos and everything on the computer, which is why I've got a nice big screen, nice big computer, desk, all the rest of it, and I can sit and do all the pictures and just put some music on the headphones, some ASMR a lot of the times actually, and just work on them, and I do actually enjoy that. I find that very relaxing, and a lot of the pictures I've taken, you can almost remember where you can feel where you were when you took the pictures. Some of the places where I've been camping and taken some of the pictures of the stars and everything, I can remember exactly how it felt when I was there in some of the pictures, and for me that is what photography is about. It's to take you back to a moment that you wanted to remember. So at the moment I'm really enjoying doing it. I need to get a lot more done, and if anything it's just to spur me to get out and get to some nicer places and take some photographs and just enjoy being there. So at the moment I'm really enjoying that. And then we've got obviously the space and astronomy and all the rest of it. I have got a telescope. I did have two when I was younger, and it just kind of faded off. So I've got two sets of binoculars now, one really large set and a small telescope, which I haven't really got to use much yet because I need to fix the mirror. It's slightly off and it needs collimating quite a bit, but I've always enjoyed space and stars and everything like that. All the documentaries that they do on space and everything that's on Discovery and things like that on Sky, I've always enjoyed and always watched it, and it's always fascinated me. I think it does with a lot of people, which comes in with my hobby of camping. I like to do a lot of wild camping with my brother usually and some friends. We just like to get on a train. We've got a bag each that contains everything we need. Small one-man tent, water purifiers, so we don't carry water, we just find a water source and purify it when we get there. Some food and camping equipment, that's it. We like to just go where we get off a train, pick somewhere that looks nice that we've never been before, go for a couple of hours hike, and then just settle down somewhere where we think's nice, and then just chill out. It's brilliant. I like to take the camera and just take some photos of where we are and just enjoy being there. No distractions, nice and quiet, nothing around, no phone signal. It is nice to just get away from everything for a while and take it back a few steps to being a lot simpler, and I really do enjoy that. And next time I go, which hopefully should be this week, I want to take this microphone with me so I can try and take just some sounds of the it's obviously not going to be that quiet. There might be obviously a few nature sounds and things like that in the background, but I think it might sound quite nice, and if anything it'll remind me when I look at some of the pictures that I take of what it was like when I was there exactly. So I might try doing an ASMR video when I'm out there. I'll have to see what it turns out like, but that's what I'm going to try. And when we were out last camping a while ago, that's when I took a lot of the pictures I've done in one of my previous videos. It was we'd settled down, had a fire going, and then we didn't even realise how clear it was until we looked up, and it was absolutely clear as night I've ever seen. Really, really dark because we were quite far out, and it was just brilliant. It was just literally, you just get talking about everything. Very meaningful stuff, very deep, and nothing like being able to see I've just been enjoying getting out at the moment and relaxing in quieter places and taking pictures of things and trying to memorise that. So that's what I've been doing, and hopefully, as I say, I'm going camping and fishing this week in about 2 days, I think, so I might try taking it with me and see how that goes. And I think I'm going again at the end of the week, I'm not sure yet, but try to make the most of it. It's nice to relax, and the weather's quite nice at the moment, so I hope it stays. Other interests, as someone had said, kind of, films and everything you're interested in. I don't really have a genre as such that I'm specifically interested in. If I have to admit, I've always been a cheesy action film fan. My father was always a big fan of them, so was my brother, and I was the youngest. And they just stuck since then, to be honest. I've always been an Arnie fan. All the old Arnie films. Commando, Conan, all that. The original Total Recall. Absolutely fantastic. I always used to love his films and The Running Man and everything like that. Some of them really, really cheesy, but I don't know. It's just something I grew up with, I think, and that's what I enjoyed and I still do. The original Predator, things like that. Some cracking films. But I don't really have a genre as such. All the Godfather and things like that. I've always been a real fan of, but that's not exactly a genre. I'm not into one type of film really. I like to watch a bit of everything, to be honest, and it's just I like to watch anything and everything and see what I like and go from there. Probably the last film I saw at the actual cinema was Gravity. I know a lot of people said they didn't like that. A lot of people I knew anyway, because there was no story and all the rest of it, but I think it was about generating the atmosphere and the feeling of in space, because I really enjoy things about space and all the rest of that. I thought it was fantastic, and I read into it, and I know a lot of astronauts and people had said obviously they got some things wrong, but that's because they wouldn't suit the big screen, but the atmosphere and the sounds and lack of sounds was spot on. And I haven't been to space, so I can't say that's true, but I thought it was fantastic. I really did enjoy that film. Music wise, again, I have been up and down over the years. In college and everything, I was, not just before college, I was almost kind of into the metal scene quite a bit. I was a big Metallica fan, and everything that went around that, all that kind of genre, really. I'll say I was in that for a few years, finishing school, into school, finishing school, starting college. I was even into Slayer and things like that, and System and all that. And then I kind of changed a bit. I still enjoyed it, and then I kind of moved more towards Red Hot Chili Peppers and things like that, and John Frusciante, some of the solo things. And now again with the films, I'm kind of into everything. I still like some of the metal and everything, depending if going for a run, jogging, gym and everything like that. And I still like a lot of chill out when I'm trying to relax, but that's almost kind of been replaced by listening and watching ASMR videos, I suppose. So I'm not really set on one specific thing with almost anything. I like to try everything and just see where I go. TV shows. I like a lot of sci-fi, but I also like Breaking Bad. I've been trying to get more into that because I haven't really watched enough of it. The remake of Battlestar Galactica, absolutely love that. Not just because it was sci-fi, it was a brilliant show, and I would recommend it to anyone that isn't even into sci-fi, because they went into so many things. It was just a fantastic show, and I really did enjoy it a lot. The Walking Dead, I'm trying to get into that. I've bought the books or the graphic novels, so I do enjoy them. And I've got, as I've read some, obviously I really enjoy the kind of astronomy books and the books, about space and discoveries and things. I really enjoy that because then if I go out camping and I can, look up at the stars, I kind of feel I've got a better idea about what I'm looking at. And I do enjoy reading those books. I like getting into them almost more than any other book that I read. I don't really get, I find it difficult to find a book that I can really engage and, kind of get into and actually genuinely enjoy it and get, almost lost in it. But for the past while I've found that the kind of astronomy books and everything, they're the books that I kind of, it's hard to get lost in them, so to speak, because it's not a story as such, but I do genuinely get interested and get hooked on reading it, because I want to know, I want to find out and learn, because it's something I am genuinely interested in. So they're the kind of books I've really gone for quite a while now, and I do really enjoy them. So I'm going to do a few more readings to them as well, because other people have said they, kind of find them enjoying and relaxing. It's I suppose it's a slow-paced subject which is easy to read and it can be relaxing. So yeah, I'm going to do a few more of them as well, because I need to read more of the books because I haven't had time, so I can combine the two. Well, I think that's about it for now. I can't think of that much more to say right now because it is late where I am. I ended up having to do quite a bit of work, and I realised what time it was and thought, well, I can come down, it's quiet, nobody's out and about. And I thought I'd try and make one, see how it turns out. I've been using, as I said, got rid of the iPhone because it was annoying me, so I've actually got my Sony camera, so I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, so I hope it's okay, I really do. And hope I can match the two audios up again. So I'd like to say thanks again for all the subscribers and the really nice comments. I'm going to try and get a few more videos up this week because I've got a few days off, and I hope this video was okay, just to try and say a bit more about myself while still keeping a bit of privacy and, mystique there. Not that there is much, but I suppose watching a few videos, it's nice to know a bit more about somebody, so you can almost sense what they're thinking a bit more, I suppose.